Let's have a look at TRVL. Well, look at this. Look at this. We had a dip and the price exploded. Now, when I was streaming yesterday, I saw that the price was coming back into the volume area. It's a sign of strength after a sign of weakness. And we just had this deviation from the range. As soon as we look at this, as soon as the weekly level was reclaimed, boosh, explosion. See that? And look at the volume on that candle. That is a 200,000 candle, and there was a continuation of 563,000 sell and buys. These are sells and buys. So there's a lot of volume in this upper range. In that 4 hours, the trading candle was 1 million. It's quite a lot for Bybit, for MEX, but really, when you want to look at the volume, it came from Bybit. Okay, so this is why I look at different exchanges, because you can see which exchanges are driving the price. And right now, when you look at this, same thing happened. The price came back above the weekly level. That's a sign of strength. Reclaiming levels are a sign of strength. And look at that, 769,000 TRVL was bought in one candle. Bam! See that? And we had some taking profit. This is taking profit. This is continuation, buying back in, taking profit, buying back in. Just like this normal consolidation. And here you see people are buying back in. So you've got, after the price goes up, it's normal for people to take profit, and then it's very normal for people to buy back in. And then you also have people who are potentially buying as the price goes up, because as the price goes up, people become more bullish. It's just the way it is. As the price goes down, people become bearish. As the price goes up, people become more bullish. All right. And actually what's interesting was that I wasn't bearish yesterday. I mean, if anyone watched my video yesterday, and I know the videos are long, so I don't expect people to watch my videos, but if anyone watched my video yesterday, I mean, the title itself, V-shaped recovery, let's effing go. But look at this. This is like I'm just going to play it for you quickly. This could be the same thing, could be forming. We could just be consolidating to finally get an explosion. See that? That's what I said yesterday. So we had a clear rejection from the lower range. Basically what was happening, and I'll go to the BTC chart. So that people can see what I was saying. I was saying we could be consolidating for an explosion. And that's what happens, right? So again, you can't predict the future. No one can predict the future. I don't know what's going to happen. I can't tell you who and when and how and why, whatever is, who's buying or whatever. But I can just look at the price action and see what's happened in the past and try to see what could happen in the future. And basically, something similar happened before that's happening now. And we kind of lost the lows here and came back in, and then we had a little bit of a buy up. And we had the same thing, bam. And so the good thing about the BTC price action now is that we are above the point of control, we are into the value area, we are back into this higher range, and that's kind of what I wanted to see. I wanted to see us reclaim that level, and I did say yesterday that's what I want to see, and that just gives you confidence to hold, to continue hodling. I'm not seeing weakness. I continue to see strength in the price action, and I was very clear that when the price dropped, it was pretty low volume. It was pretty low volume. I wasn't like freaking out because the volume was high. Look at what happened on the BTC chart. The price came into the lower range point of control and just rejected. Yeah. And whoever bought, I mean, that was a big buy. Whoever bought at that price, effectively, they got it at the same price as this whole range all the way up to January. You see that? So you have there's all this range all the way up to January the 12th. And yesterday was the first opportunity after another prolonged period of ranging, of over a month of ranging, more than a month, like 6 or 7 weeks of ranging. It was the first opportunity to capture TRVL at the same price compared to Bitcoin. Yeah. And this is a bullish price reaction, a clear rejection of this lower range. It's extremely bullish. Extremely bullish. Yeah, clear rejection. It's really that's a really strong reaction from a previous low range. So I think most people will look at this and go, wow, okay, I'm not selling anymore. Don't sell. I'm looking for opportunities to buy. And that's actually what's been happening. If you look at the price action, every time the price has been dipping, it's been bought up. It's been bought up, bought up, bought up, bought up, bought up. Eventually you get into a situation where you're going to run out of TRVL at these prices. And I am looking at the Bitcoin chart right now, but it doesn't really matter. Eventually you're going to run out of a situation when you run out of TRVL at these prices, and TRVL will finally mark up to the next price range. It's always the same. You're just going range to range to range, and that's how I always see the charts. I always see the charts as level to level, range to range. If we do get an impulsive move, breakout, that's something else. We can talk about that in the future. But at the moment, I'm not imagining anything different from what I've always been saying. Let's go from range to range. And for me, this is the most bullish price action that you can have. Ranging to marking up to the next range, to ranging, marking up to ranging. This is more bullish than some kind of crazy impulsive move, because it, like I've explained to everyone, when you create these kind of consolidation ranges, the price finds it very difficult to go back down. And you can clearly see the price found it very difficult to go back down because of the demand that's been created in these lower prices. So the first opportunity the price gets at these lower prices, the price gets snapped up by someone who's looking to enter into TRVL. And so against Bitcoin yesterday, the price up to current price expanded by 36%. So TRVL increased in value by 36% in just over 1 day. Okay, so you can tell that's a really strong bullish reaction at the lows of this range. Now I'm going to go to the MEX chart quickly. To try and identify some higher time frame levels. So this previous weekly level potentially is still in play, because I think this lower weekly level we can now just ignore and delete. What have I got? So there's a lot of things going on here, right? And I almost have to redo my charts now because of what's happening here, right? But let me just quickly just analyze it. I'm looking at MEX. Let's see where these lines line up. I just want to quickly analyze some stuff. That was the trend line. Let's get rid of that. That's a good trend line, because I think that's potentially the bull market trend line. So let me just rename that and hide it. Okay. So yeah, I'll just hide it. Use that one. That's in. Okay, we've hit that GAN twice now. That was the second hit. Happened yesterday. And you want to see that. You want to see these. We have this higher time frame GAN. We want to see these levels hit multiple times before we get another move beyond that level. All right. So we have a really important fib time coming up soon. So we have to just keep an eye on that. That's happening in the 3rd week of March. Let me have a look at these. Anything interesting? Okay, all these brushes. All right, look at that. Just keep on following my brush strokes, you know. Why not? Right, I really need to now probably clean my charts up. Right, that's what I was looking for. All right. So right now, we are now finally above the 236 on the higher time frame fib retracement level. So for the first time, I think, not for the first time, but look, the last time we got above this 236, we had a clear rejection on the next day. Yeah, but now, crossing my fingers, this could be a close above the 236. That's potentially, that's acceptance. Yeah, if you look at how important these fib lines are, I think that fib line will, that 236, if I was to just go now to all the charts, let me just quickly pull it up. This is going to be a little bit laborious, but let me just do it. Let me just quickly do it, just so everyone has a clue. Let me just pull it on the weekly time frame. And what I really want to do is, now that I have that, let me just hide all of that data. Just hide all of that actually. That's the fib line. Perfect. Right. So this is all the exchanges. Now, on MEX, we're now trading above that 236. All right. This is MEX as well. So on this one, I think we want KuCoin. Is that one? Now I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna use the fibs from the actual charts. I'm not gonna do the from the all-time high to the all-time low. I'm just gonna do it locally. So each chart has its own kind of levels, and I just want us to kind of have a visual view of where we are locally. All right, it's quite interesting. All right. The correct fib is the MEX chart here on the top left. That's the correct one. Okay. So when you're looking at the correct one, which is the MEX, you can clearly see that the 236 was acting as support and resistance, and now it looks like we're breaking out. We're breaking out from the 236. So naturally, I'm thinking to myself, I would like to see. It may not happen, but I would like to see a back test to confirm that level at 5.5 cents as support. I would like to see that. It may not happen. Okay. I think as long as we're holding that level now as support, you're buying on support. So in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, we've now flipped a level from resistance to support, and this is a higher time frame fib level from the all-time high to the all-time low on the MEX chart. The MEX chart has the correct values because on the MEX chart the all-time high is correct at 1.56 and the all-time low is correct. That's the correct figures to be using, right? These other charts have their own nuances because of the way the price launched. And then like on Gate, when it launched, the price expanded all the way up to almost $3. It's not correct because that's not how it's calculated. But for some reason, these charts have their own nuances. And so you can actually see that on the Gauge chart, the price has reacted off the 236 within the context of the Gate chart. And you can see in the past that it has acted as resistance here. Okay, so it's something to bear in mind. I'm not taking it too seriously because I take the correct fibs much more seriously, but it's just an observation. I'm just observing. Okay, I'm not trying to prejudice people's views because I'm still basing my analysis off the correct fib levels on MEX. If you look at the Bybit, again, Bybit, when it launched, the price expanded all the way up to $4. It's not correct because that's not how it's calculated. But when you look at Bybit, you can see that we actually closed on the weekly time level above the Bybit 236, and we've just expanded from that 236. And the Bybit 236 does look like it's within the context of Bybit. It has acted as support and it has acted as resistance within the context of Bybit. Okay, so that's quite interesting observation. And then when I'm looking at the KuCoin, well, KuCoin has its own story because KuCoin, the price launched on KuCoin slightly later, a month later in December. And so obviously the KuCoin all-time high is very different to the other all-time highs. It's much lower. And so obviously within the context of KuCoin, the fib levels are very different. But what's interesting is that you have kind of something similar. You have the price come up, you have the price back test 2 weeks in a row, and then you had this kind of push up from the KuCoin 236. And again, within the context of KuCoin, it does look like there was resistance, and there was support. There is some reaction. The only chart where it's slightly skewed is Gate, yeah, because obviously in Gate you can actually see that the 236 was still underneath it. Okay, now this is my disclaimer: Gate, Bybit, and KuCoin are all incorrect. Okay, the actual values are MEX. And the reason why I know that is because if you go to CoinGecko or if you go to CoinMarketCap, you do a quick search, TRVL, it will tell you all-time high 1.56, all-time low 0.0197. And if I was to do the same analysis on CoinMarketCap, what is this? Oops. What the hell? Oh, I'm going to get rid of the TRVL. Do the same analysis on CoinMarketCap. Look at this. Exactly the same. 1.56, 0.019. So these are the figures to use. Don't allow yourselves to be overly biased. And everyone, if everyone's watching, you should always go into these and mark up the stars. I don't know how though. I think I probably need to log in. All right. What's also interesting is that the market cap is now $19.5 million. We're now ranked 846. Let's push that up. Let's take that to the moon, right? All right. That's just an observation. So I just want people to see that the 236 is a major SR flip, and it looks like on 3 of the exchanges, which will be most of the volume, we have cleared that level. We're clearing that level as we speak. This is really bullish. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. This is bullish. It's bullish. It's bullish price action. I don't know if the price is ever going to go back down underneath this level. Really, honestly, I really don't know. I can't tell you the future. I can't predict the future. But it wouldn't make sense for the price to come back underneath this level because of the way this level has been resisting the price for such a prolonged period of time. If you look at the MEX chart, this price action has been acting as support and resistance since May 2022. It's almost 2 years. For us to come back above this price level, potentially flipping it into support, is a big achievement. Well done. I really want to congratulate everyone for making this happen. It's a collective team effort, and I'm very, it just makes it more bullish, right? Now, observations. Well, what can I say? If I'm to look at the 3-day chart now, on all of these charts, and if I'm to change it to line, or do I have to do it manually? Okay, I'll do it manually. I'll do it manually. Might be a lot easier to see some things, all right? Sometimes it's easier to look at the line graph, okay? That's why I do it. And now let me just delete these. Should I delete them or hide them? Let me delete them. I'll keep the one on MEX because I like the one on MEX because I think it's accurate. Get rid of these hollow bubbles. All right. So we definitely have some kind of trend line that I've identified in the past. And I've got it here. I'm not sure if people can see that. I'll just hide that. All right. And all of the charts are actually pretty much in cahoots with each other. What the hell? Pretty much. Let me look at this one. So you see this one's slightly steeper on the buy bit chart. See that? Excuse me. This is the 3-day chart, and I think you can see. Cactus Kate, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon. What time is it? Good afternoon. Nice that you can join me. We're just having a look at TRVL. But you can clearly see that we have a major trend line that it looks like we've just broken it. Looks like a break. To me, it looks like a break. Don't know what people think, but look, it looks like a break. Yeah. And I'm seeing this kind of pattern and this kind of behavior on all our exchanges. A very illiquid token, and therefore there are very unusual nuances between the way the price is displayed on these charts. That's why I use higher time frame analysis to try and kind of clear all the noise. And right now I'm looking at the line chart to kind of clear the noise even more. And I think everyone can agree with me when you're looking at this, these exchanges and the price of TRVL and all of these exchanges, that there's a major trend line which acted as support, acted as resistance here on every single exchange, acted as resistance here. See that? Can everyone see what I'm seeing? Acted as resistance here. You know, it didn't really get there here, but almost. A little consolidation underneath it, acting as resistance there. And now we're breaking. Look at that. Is that not a break to you? Doesn't that look like a break? I think that looks like a break. I think it looks like a break. A major trend line has been broken, or is being broken as we speak right now. I think that's quite bullish. Now, the other thing that I'm observing with is that we're having really good volume increases on Bybit. Okay, so whereas before KuCoin we had initial injection of volume here with this price move up here, see that corresponds to this volume level here. I can see now that Bybit, not only does it have that volume increase here, but we're seeing an increasing volume trend on Bybit. It looks to me that Bybit is actually leading the way when it comes to the price action at the moment. Okay, it does look like that. If I was to kind of analyze the volume and try and see which exchange has the most volume, that's Gate is 2.4, Bybit is 3.8, KuCoin is 3.3, MEX is 2.8. So actually they're kind of all on par, but right now Bybit is kind of is taking the lead. It's quite interesting observation. I mean, usually when you have these historic trend lines break with a really major SR flip, so you can see, I'm going to mark it on all of these, that there was a major SR flip here. You see that red line? So we have a major SR flip, and I'm going to identify the SR flip for everyone to see on all of these exchanges. Let me just, what did I do? Just put that back. So not only, I won't do it on all the charts now because they're all kind of saying the same thing, but let me just get rid of these now. Let me change, just give me a second. All right, we hide the volume data now. You see this red horizontal line? You see how there was support, and in all the exchanges I'm seeing support, and there was support here. There was a little bit of resistance here, resistance here, and now we're back above it. So what I'm seeing on the price action in all of these exchanges is that the price has broken two major levels, a higher time frame horizontal level, which in my mind is more important, and that horizontal level also corresponds with a major fib level on the higher time frame. Let me pull it up. There you go. So you see, so that's the 236. So we've broken out of that fib level, and we've broken up above this major trend line. I think it's pretty clear to see. I think this is a really good sign. This is a really good sign. And I think now, as long as we hold, and so there's always the caveat, as long as we hold this level now and turn this, so I can get rid of all these charts now. As long as we hold and flip this trend line and this horizontal line, as long as we hold this as a support, then you're buying on support now. This is the new floor in my imagination of the TRVL price. Effectively now you're buying on support, and in my mind the next viable target will be the next fib level, and that's how I'm imagining the price action. I'm imagining it level to level, and I'm using the higher time frame fib levels as my guide. Okay, so it's a little bit messy, but here you can see the fib level did react, and you can see here it was a bit messy, but the fib level has been reacting. So for me, the next major level potentially is somewhere between 9 and 10 cents. I mean, these fib levels aren't exact lines, they're usually areas. And so this is something that I'm interested to see. Are we going to see a continued impulse, or are we going to see a little bit more consolidation for continuation? No one can predict that, and I don't think it matters, because I think right now what we're doing is we're in the process of flipping a major horizontal SR flip from resistance into support. I think this is quite bullish. And then if I was to go back to my original analysis, this Wyckoff analysis, okay, I think most people would agree that we are still following my original idea. We have two ideas still in play at the moment. We have this accumulation schematic, this Wyckoff accumulation schematic, and as far as I'm imagining, we are now above the LPS, which is the lowest point of support. That's what we're actually achieving. That comes above the SC and the ST, and we've already cleared these lower areas, the ST and phase B, the spring and the test, and now we're finally getting above the lowest point of support. And then the other idea that I have, which is also kind of working together with this Wyckoff schematic, is this Adam and Eve bottom pattern, and it's still doing what I originally imagined. Now, you know, patterns, they don't always play out exactly the way you imagine them, but for some reason, just delete that stupid brush stroke that I made. For some reason, I've imagined these ideas and they're happening. Okay, this is the Adam and Eve. It's the V here and a rounding bottom here. See that? And we've finally broken key resistance lines, and the test is going to be at the neckline. How do we get past the neckline? I think if we do manage to get past the neckline, we're going to be into SOS territory, and that's going to be the buy up and the last point of support. Effectively, we have to get above the neckline, which is here, flip it into support, and then we can have our SOS, and then we really are confirming two bottoming patterns on the higher time frame. Are we going to see a bullish impulse now? I can't predict that. I don't know. Okay, but I do know that both of these ideas are still in the process of playing out correctly. Right? I think everyone can see that. There's nothing really more to be said about this. Let's just see what happens. And let me not delete that. I want to bring it back. No, that's fine. I can delete that. That's fine. Horizontal level can go, and that's fine. All right. Any questions? Any questions? No. That's fine. All right. Does anyone want me to have a look at the local range, or are we just fine with that? I don't know. Just have a look at this range chart. Something else I wanted to show you is quite interesting. If anyone's interested, is I tweeted this. Look, November the 23rd, 2023. So that's last year in November. I wrote, this is a 1000x trade if the test holds. And this is an inverse chart of TRVL when the price was at 2.26 cents. Okay, see that? So I did tweet the trade. Yeah, I took the trade. I always, on TRVL, I take the trade. Well, I mean, my trade has been dollar cost averaging in. And look at that. And I think most people can agree that so far so good. So far so good. Let me change this back. I don't know if I saw anything on that. Let me have a look at the local price range. All right, 4-hour chart. Yeah, I don't know, we're just consolidating. Don't think there's anything more to be said, really. I'm extremely bullish. I've been bullish for a long time, but clearing these resistance lines, you know, it just makes you more bullish, doesn't it? All right, so we're just in a little bit of a volume range here right now. There's a little bit of bullish divergence forming on the MACD. The MACD is going down, the price is going sideways. All right, so that means that there are people at the moment accumulating. I don't know what else. Let me see if there's anything else. So this is quite interesting. On the CCI, on the 3-day chart, this is called a trendline break, where you have a range and then it's just kind of broken through. See that? That's quite a powerful reversal indicator. So from the reversal, the idea of the reversal is from going down to up. It's really quite powerful. So I can clearly see that we have a little bit of a breakout on the CCI. Let me have a look at the other stuff that I look at. Here you've got the CCI on the weekly time frame coming into the 100 level, which is clearly acted as support. And now we're also, it's continuation, because you also have a, in the highs, you have a zero. If anyone knows anything about CCI, we have a 0 line reject. It's not at the 0 line, but it does look like a reject, which is also a reversal pattern. So the reversal is, the idea of the reversal is going from down to continuing back up on the CCI. Not many people use the CCI, but I do. I use it. I like it. What else is there? So on the monthly time frame, this is quite interesting. Again, it's the CCI. Anyone's familiar with CCI? I'll actually just quickly Google it for you, just so you can see what it is. CCI, 0 line reject. Yeah. I don't know which one of these is the best. Forex Factory, let's have a look. Oh God, I don't like those charts. Let's have a look at this one. It's not easy explanations. They don't really, I should do it myself. I should create a website and explain this stuff. Oh my God. Zero line reject. Right. God, look at their charts. Nightmare. Hell. Oh my god. That's because it's old. It's old school. This is OG. Original gangsters. I want to see if I can find something easy to see. A trading view. I don't want to see that. Let's have a look at that one. Any drawings? I really should do this right here. Oh my god. The way these people explain. Okay, here it is. Do you see the let me just copy it and I'll show you. So you trade with a zero line reject, you're trading with the range, right? It's a trend chain. It's a trend trade, right? And did I copy it? No, it didn't work. I thought I copied it. Let me just do that again. Should just copy it in. How do I get this drawing into trading view? That's the question of the day. Sorry for this. I'm just figuring this out. 1 second. There it is. Right. So I'll just pull that to that screen. I'm going to show you. No, that was rubbish. I want to pull it into trading view. How do I insert a drawing? Do I insert a drawing? Oh, okay. Maybe I can do it like this. Copy image. All right, there you go. Did that work? Okay, maybe it's in the wrong. Is it up here? There it is. All right, so it won't let me put it into the lower one, so I'm going to have to put it here. All right, it's a bit weird, but okay, whatever. Not very easy to show you like this, but maybe it's still possible. All right, so what it is you're going with the trend. So the trend is up. So from the lows here, you're going up with the trend. And what happens is around the zero line. So the zero line is here. The price goes up above it. It's within 50 points. You get one reject back to the zero line. It's called a zero line reject. And then as it breaks above the previous high, that's called the zero line reject. And it's a continuation trend signal on the CCI. And so what I'm seeing, you can do your own research, you know, if you're interested in this kind of stuff. But what I'm seeing on the monthly time frame is a zero line reject, which is a continuation signal on the CCI. That's it. That's a zero line reject. It's a really powerful continuation signal that I'm seeing in this uptrend that we've formed. Okay, and all you have to do is just go online. It's not going to be easy because a lot of the data is relatively old. I can see that it's all old data, but it's a really powerful signal which is used by not by crypto but by forex traders. All right, so that's quite interesting. I like that. That's a really powerful continuation signal this on the CCI that I'm seeing right now. I'm sure there's a lot of other signals. I'm not looking, I'm not looking at all the indicators. Anything else? Anyone? Any comments? Let me have a look at the 2-month chart. I like to look at the 2-month chart. Yeah, there's no indicator information there, so it can ignore that. I did say yesterday that I'm seeing a really powerful reversal pattern here on the 2-month chart, and that's a double bottom. Effectively, it's a double bottom, and it basically confirms what I was saying, that we're experiencing a little bit of an Adam and Eve bottoming pattern on this token. If we are experiencing a Wyckoff accumulation schematic, then honestly we're heading to the high numbers. We're heading to the highs, because when people start to see my analysis playing out, and they go back into my Twitter and they see the historic data, people are going to FOMO in. People start seeing this and they start seeing how this plays out, basically how I've been talking about this since it was at 2 cents and how we're now at 6.3 cents. And if we start continuing up and up and up, and my price target, my conservative price target for TRVL, there's always a caveat, there's always an if we make a new all-time high, is my first fib extension from the all-time high to the all-time low. So if I was to hide these fibs now and get rid of these images and hide the fib here, hide this Wyckoff schematic here, and then all you have to do, if you want to do it yourself, is just do a fib extension from the all-time high to the all-time low and just do an extension. Right now I'm using the log chart, but the log chart is the one to use when you're charting these small tokens, small market cap tokens with exponential growth. You should always use log, and so far the log chart fibs are acting as SR levels, so I don't see why, if we do extend, why we don't go up to $5.1. I think that will be, in my mind, that will be my first kind of extended target. And it really depends on the Elliott waves as well, because I am monitoring Elliott waves and I haven't seen an impulse yet, and I'm interested to see if this is it. Yeah, I don't know, but could this be the impulse? Could this be the beginning of our wave one of one? I'm interested to see if this is our wave one now, and if it's not, that's fine, because then what's happening here potentially is, again, it's the same thing. It's like a flat top triangle. We've been experiencing these flat top triangles for a while now, and potentially we're just going to continue experiencing a flat top triangle potentially. Now I don't know what that means. Do we go up, or do we consolidate for one more retest of this lower trend line to go back up, and you just can't, you just don't know. No one knows. Okay, but I think as long as we're holding support lines, there's no reason, there's absolutely no reason to be bearish about this token, right? It's been long enough. That's TRVL for today.